We oftentimes create modularized e-learning products, quizzes, surveys. We integrate videos into the different e-learning modules. So oftentimes we use Rise. We've even used Rise to put in our policies and acknowledgments. We have used storylines to integrate different assessments, survey questions. We use Articulate all the time. We've taken out a lot of the things that used to be done like in person or through like a virtual format, and we've been able to make a more blended learning experience with it as well. Rise is really great in making a simple format. It's very easy to choose your style. Very easy to just go in and choose what type of block you would like, to add in images. We really like, even for storyline, to have some variability to create some more dynamic e-learning. And one of our favorite things that we've recently gotten into is using story blocks from Storyline into Rise to make it more interactive. It surprises us, even though we've been using, particularly with Rise, we use that a lot. It's surprised us to learn that there are features that seem to be a little bit hidden. For example, like when loading videos directly into the format, I just recently discovered that we can add like the CC file, and I didn't know that for a really long time. Um, and it was kind of a revolutionary thing because we used to have separate files to make that closed captioning a little bit more accessible. Um, I'd also love to see, like, I think that with the AI, I know I might be getting into, I think that you're working on this, but just to be able to easily swap out formats in Rise in the different blocks instead of having to copy and paste and redo things when you're making new blocks. Like if you decide to change your mind into, making it a text on picture instead of a text box, that would be a really big improvement. Um, I'd love to see translation services. We have a big need for translation services. So anything that can be automated in that sense is wonderful. I know that there's some translations already that are part of like the embedded like titles or headings. But the more we can do with that, the better. Even, for example, like hitting like the exit course options. Definitely a 10. It's been really, really helpful for us. We love to be able to send it out to our SMEs and our approvers that are not in the learning industry, to be able to get like a hands-on interaction with it and to be able to provide feedback. It's been really valuable. To open it up to our entire team to be able to work on has been incredibly valuable as well. It's hard for me to answer that because I feel like we use it all the time. It's well suited for bringing in policies, for acknowledgments. It's great for us as a small company to be able to get out this information to employees so quickly. Even if you didn't have an LMS, there are so many features where you can actually just have just a hyperlink that would be so helpful. We're fortunate to have an LMS, but we get these Rise products out so quickly and we're able to produce them. It's saved us so much time and made our company a lot more efficient, where before we had these products, before we had learning development, we were relying on legacy knowledge from employees to pass on, or even really outdated knowledge resources. And now we can link things so quickly and just be able to be a lot more efficient with the way that we get information out to our employees. Let's see. We use Captivate, and I wouldn't recommend that at all. Um, I don't know. It's not quite the same, but we use Camtasia. We use like Adobe products. I know that that's not quite the same thing. But in terms of e-learning authoring, um, I can't think of another format that would be better than Articulate products. So it's made courses more accessible. We've uncovered it throughout research that there are employees that have invisible disabilities. So it's helped us to be able to provide more accessible learning to those employees. It's reduced costs because we no longer have to have people travel in so often. We can create more interactive experiences and blended learning experiences. So I'll give you an example where we are able to give introductory type of information to our learners, and then we can expand on it with other types of experiences through virtual or in person. But we know whether or not they've had that introduction because it's something that's that we can track, and it provides more visibility actually into our department and the value that we bring, because people are now seeing that this is what our training and development actually looks like. As a learning and development team, we oftentimes collaborate on putting together the e-learning authoring ourselves, whether that's through Rise or through Storyline. We've been integrating Storyline blocks into our Rise content to give us the flexibility and speed that we're looking for, but also the ability to customize our content. By using the Review 360, we're able to get this experience out to our stakeholders and our SNEs. Our approval time has dramatically improved. We are giving those approvers the opportunity to experience that e-learning as we would as a learner, to get real-time feedback and implement changes immediately. And it's just been a really wonderful experience for all of us. I've also had a chance to use the AI assistant, and it's sped things up tremendously. It's helped improve our writing and catching our mistakes, and it's given us even more flexibility so that we can have some adaptability and changing things a lot more quickly and to our approvers' requests. I would say both. So it's faster than content creation. The predictive text has helped tremendously in making sure that we are getting the right language. But then there's also the ability to make changes when it's necessary. So the AI has definitely been a tool to help us, and it's not taking away the human element. It is helping us to create better quality content that's more readable and that our learners trust. I absolutely do, especially because we use it as a team and we're able to share those resources. I can't imagine actually being able to do our jobs as effectively without having a tool like Articulate. I absolutely am. Yes, it does. Yes, it was very easy. Once we under once we understood how to get like our team, because we all had individual licenses. Once we understood like how to get it under the umbrella of like an enterprise, and made it a lot easier to collaborate. In February, we will. Yes. We use our LMS, which is through Docebo. I use Camtasia quite a bit for video editing, a little bit of Adobe for PDF editing. We don't use the Creative Suite anymore. We just decided that that wasn't giving us enough value. And we use Canva as a platform for making presentations. I would absolutely so we don't use Adobe anymore because I wouldn't recommend that. I think that the learning curve is too sharp. on a lot of those things. But Camtasia, I would absolutely recommend, and Canva is relatively cheap, and it's really helped people. Not everybody comes from a design background, so I would absolutely recommend that as well.